afternoon, Drygates! First of all, a little bit of housekeeping. We didn't mention fires, but if there is a fire, it's not planned, so just leave. My friend Faye's here tonight. She's wearing a space boot. It's normally called a moon boot, but I prefer a space boot. She's probably not going to get out before you, so sorry, Faye, if that happens. Also, peer pressure is a bit of an issue. My good acting friend Jude C. Potter stood on this stage last October performing his first stand-up to a great success. And I've seen him at stand-up gigs since, entertaining crowds, which has been brilliant. He strongly suggested that I get involved with this, so thanks, Jude. This is great. He's even brought his whole family along just to prove he is the better comedian, so here we go. Yes, so I have an inconvenient incident or insight for you. Years ago up in Inverness, I was, roughly in the area where they string up clothes for a ferry, just, I don't know, for superstitious reasons, let's say. But a ferry that was in direct competition with another ferry off the Ferry Glen, which presides over a waterfall. Clearly better than the initial ferry off the Clutie Well, which is just a small well. It's not as exciting as a waterfall. Anyway, I was off out on a night out, a winter's night, dressing my best, as I always do. Oh, one more button. And I was reaching the tail end of the night in one of the 2 available clubs in Inverness, and this gentleman was offering an extension to the night out at an after party. Now, it's moments like this that can really guide maturity and ruin your plans for the next day. So, on the way to the party, streets filled with snow, we bumped into a couple ladies and we offered them the invitation. They were accepting if I could guess the nationality of Sophia, a pale ginger lady with an accent. In my blind drunkenness, I just went for Germany. And we all went off to the party. At the party, listening to iPods played with great tunes, replaced by other iPods with better tunes, playing beer pong and tequila jelly shots, vodka jelly shots, mixed in with jelly shots. Then, obviously, we had Dickie counting out the poker chips for the poker game. We had Callum going round with his kilt instead of a banknote. We had Jamie welcoming in guests from the street we didn't know. And, of course, we had Cocker getting doodled on with a Sharpie. Anyway, as the night went on, and I assume Sophia found another party, maybe, she said she was Austrian. G'day, mate. I woke up in the morning just to find that my shoes were missing. They weren't lying tidily by the door, which is the typical policy for an after party. They weren't lying under the couch. They weren't even in the freezer filled with water. My shoes had gone. Now, as I said, this was the middle of winter. Looking out the flat window, streets filled with snow, slush, potentially yellow snow. In the distance, I could see, however, a TK Maxx shop. My salvation. Stepping out of that flat into the snow, slush, possibly yellow snow, in your socks is quite a sharp hangover cure and really makes you want to move quickly. Approaching the store, avoiding the gaze of obviously security, staff, I just marched straight up to the trainer district, find some suitable orange DCs or etnies that I think, they'll replace the shoes that I've just lost. Grabbing some new socks and going down to the till to pay, changing at the till, walking out of the store dry, but leaving obviously 2 long, socky, wet sock marks throughout the whole store. Someone's going to have to clean that up. Calling my brother on the way to my friend's, where I think I've left my car, hopefully. I think he bores of hearing of these stories these days, but anyway, regaling him of the tale. I eventually get back home, fielding questions of new shoes. I didn't realize. I found out it wasn't orange DCs or Etnies I'd been wearing. It was clearly my work shoes. Now, finding out you've got 2 pairs of orange DCs or Etnies wasn't the worst thing. Clearly, my work shoes have been offered up as some sacrifice to a fairy. Now, my other friend here tonight is Robbie, and she suffers with MS, so I wanted to support that cause. And as a parting gift, I'll just leave you with an actual joke instead of a story about lost shoes. So, this is a joke my brother actually has, and I've been advised not to steal jokes from comedians, but if it's within your own family, I think we can allow that. So here we go. So, a crab stumbles up to a bar, goes into the bar, walks up to the barman. "Pint of best, please, barman." Barman looks up and down the crab. He's had enough of this. "Crab, what you doing?" "You're barred." Crab's like, "What are you on about? I'm a bard. You were in here last night giving it all this." Thank you very much. Thank you to Viv, the Drygate staff, all the performers, and all of you for coming out. Thank you.